Okay, first of all, open the ITSOM form, right? Save as a new file to browse. Right, so save it inside your thumb drive. Name it as my ITSOL underscore your name. Then followed by your index number. Okay. So after you have saved it, the first thing you do is set the page size to A4. So go to layout, right? Under layout, go to size, right? Select A4, right? So you will change from A5 to A4, right? Thereafter, change the orientation. So still under layout, go to orientation, right? Change from landscape to portrait.
Right, once you have saved your file, right, look at the next question. Right, question 9. So you're supposed to place your name, center number, and index number on the left side of the header. So what you can do is you can double click at the top of the document, right? You'll go into the header. So type in your name, okay, followed by your class, and your index number. So it's already left aligned. Okay, so to get out of the header, right, just double click anywhere else on the document, and you'll get out from the header. Okay, next. You're supposed to add the title IT Solution in WordArt, right aligned at the top of the first page. Right, so put your cursor right at the beginning, right? Press enter to push it down, right? Push the whole document down so that you have some space for you to put in your word art. Okay, once again, put your cursor at the top, right? Go to insert, right? Then go and find word art. The icon has a capital A, right? So just choose the word art design that you like. Okay, then type in the title IT Solution. ITSOLUTION. All right, so resize it a bit. Okay, the question says that right align. So move it to the right hand side of the document. Right. Okay, next. Question 11. You're supposed to format, right, the text with a 1.5 line spacing. So you need to select the whole passage, right? So you can either click on the first letter, drag all the way to the last letter, right? Or what you can do is you can press Ctrl A, right? So that will select everything, the whole passage. Okay, let me zoom out for you all to see, right? So make sure the whole passage is selected. Okay, so we're going to do a 1.5 line spacing, right? So you just right click on the selected passage, right click, go to paragraph, right? A pop-up window will come out, right? So under the first tab, indents and spacing, okay, look for line spacing, right? So somewhere in the middle, okay, under the spacing section, right? Click on the drop-down arrow, right? You will find a single 1.5 line, okay, and other options. So we're going to choose that 1.5 line spacing, right? So click on it, okay, and then click OK. Right, so the whole passage becomes a 1.5 line spacing. Next question, question 12. You're supposed to format the text as fully justified, right? So same thing, select the whole passage if you have not done so, right? So either you click on the first letter, drag all the way, or you can press Ctrl A again, select everything. So you're going to do a full justified alignment, right? So go to the home toolbar. So over there, right, okay, you can see this is left align, center, right align. Then the fourth one will be your fully justified. So you just click on it, right? So you can see the difference, right? The whole passage becomes left and right side aligned. Okay, so it looks like a very nice rectangular block like this. Okay, so you're done with that, right? So next, question 13. Format the document to 2 columns, right? So same thing, okay, select the whole passage again, right? So you go to a 2 column, which is under layout. So under layout, you will see the column option. Okay, click on the drop down arrow. Right, so over here, you choose 2 column. Right, 2 column. So click on this. Right, it will become 2 column. Okay, so you can compare it to the question paper. Right, so that is what we want. Right, for the first page. The second page, we need to do some formatting later on. Okay, so moving on. Question 14. Format the document so that it falls within 2 pages. So you take a look, right? So it's already 2 page, right? So nothing much you can do, right? So you get that 1 mark. Okay, moving on, question 15. Format the second page to 1 column, but do not change the first page, right? So this is where you need to look at your document, right? So if you look at a diagram on your question paper, you can see that the second page actually starts from 1 paragraph before the table, right? So you put your cursor over here, right, at the paragraph that says latest development, right? So from here, you insert a page break, right? So page break is under insert, right? Then over here, you select page break, right? So you click on page break, okay, it will push, right, the paragraph, 1 paragraph, okay, above the table to the next page, right? So going back to the question, right, this is where your second page will begin, right? So it says format the second page to 1 column, right? So what you will do is you select the second page, right? Then you go back to layout again, right? Click on layout, then find the column options again. Click on the drop down arrow, right? So for the second page, I want to do a 1 column. So click on 1 column, right? So make sure your document maintains a 2 column on the first page and 1 column on the second page. Next, okay, we'll move on to question 16. Right, so it says insert page number left align at the footer of the document. Okay, so you go to the footer, right? So how to get into the footer, right? You can go to insert, right? Then you go to insert page number, right? So under page number, right, they'll ask you, do you want to insert the top of the page or at the bottom of the page? So the question says at the footer, so it must be at the bottom of the page. Okay, so you go to bottom of the page, right? So over here, right, read the question again. So it says left align. So you choose the first option over here, lane number 1, okay, because it has left align, right? So you just click on it, right? Okay, then you can see the page number, right, left align, inserted into the footer. Right, so we are done with that. Okay, so next, get out of the footer. Okay, just double click anywhere on the document itself. Okay, you will get out from the document, from the footer. Right, next question. Right, it says enter the text. Right, UK copyright and US patent applied for as a footnote for the text encryption technique. All right, so I need to find the word encryption technique, right? Okay, so you can either do a search, right, or you can just manually go and find where it is. Okay, so in this case, it's very straightforward, right? It's at the end of page 1, right? So let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so I'll go back to page 1. Right, so over here, you select the word that you want to insert a footnote. Okay, so you select encryption technique, right? So now you want to insert the footnote, right? So for footnote, right, it is not under insert, okay, but under reference, right? So you must make sure you highlight the two words encryption technique, then go to references, right? So over here, you will be able to see the insert footnote, right? So you click on the insert footnote option. Okay, so once you click on it, okay, you will realize that there's a number one over here, right? Okay, which actually correspond to the footnote 1 over here. So you go and type in the text in your question paper, right? UK copyright and US applied for full stop, right? So you just type in the text in your question paper. Okay, so the footnote actually describe, okay, what the encryption technique is, right? So it give more explanation, okay, for what the words in the document really mean. Okay, so yeah, we are done with the footnote. Okay, next question 18. Merge the cells at the top row of the table. So the table that is at the second page. So you go to the table, right? So we're going to merge the table, right? So look at my cursor when I choose the cells, right? Okay, so I move my cursor until it becomes a black arrow, right? And you just click hold and then select the 4 cells at the top of the table. Right, so you're gonna merge the cell, right? Go to home, right? So over here, can you find the option, the merge cell option? Okay, so if you cannot find it, okay, you can also use a right click. Okay, so you right click on that cell. Okay, then over here you click on merge cells. Okay, so once you click on it, okay, the first column, the first row will be merged. All right. Then we can move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question, right? 2 marks. You're supposed to change the table in the document, right? To look exactly like what you have on your question paper. Okay, so look at the question paper. Okay, you can see that the table, the first row, right, is actually center aligned, right? So you align it to the center, right? So center aligned. Then this 2 column here is also center aligned, right? So click on center align. Okay, this cell over here is also center aligned, right? Then the third column, last cell, also center aligned. Okay, you can also click over here, right? There's a pop-up box. You can also click this, so center align. Okay, then if you look at these three cells, they actually right align. Okay, so you might go for right align. Right align, not over here. So I click on the top menu, right align. Okay. All right, then this is center align. Okay, so you follow exactly like what you see on the question paper. Okay, so we're done with question 19. Right, next we move on to 20. Right, it says fill the top of the row, of the table, right, with a dark blue background, and make the text in the row yellow. Okay, so go to table design over here. Okay, so select the first row again, right? So look at how my cursor turns into a black arrow, right? So when I click on it, okay, whole row will be selected. Then click on the shading bucket, right? So that will pour in the color. So they want a dark blue color. So dark blue, I will just choose yeah, maybe this dark blue. Okay, so dark blue, right? Then the text, they want it to be in yellow color, right? So this time around, you highlight the words. All right, so to change the color, okay, go back to home, right? So under home, you will see the text color, the font color, right? So click on it, okay, choose yellow, okay, bright yellow. Okay, so you have a dark blue background, yellow text. All right, then move on to the next question, right? It says set the text in the top row of the table to 28 points, sorry. So select the text again. Right, then over here, just change the font size to 28 points. Right, 28 points. Okay, so quite big, huh? Right. Okay, so yeah, so we are done with that. Right. So next, move on to question 22. Right. So it says that add in the following data to the percentage of current sales. Right. So that means we need to type this in. Right. So just click onto the cell. Right. So 35%. Right. Just follow your question paper. 28%. 37%. Okay, then finally the last one is NA. N slash backslash A. Right. So follow the alignment also. The last cell is center aligned, while the other three cells with the percentage is right aligned. Okay, so yep, so the table is done, right? So just the next instruction will be save your work. So just go back to file, right? Then click on save. Okay, so the next portion will be mail merge. All right. Next we're gonna do mailing. Okay, so can y'all click on the mailing option on the taskbar? Okay, so once you click on it, you will realize that most of the buttons on top is being grayed out. Okay, you cannot use it. So what you do first, right, is go to select recipient. All right, so once you click on select recipient, go to use an existing list. Okay, so you click on this, use an existing list. You go to your folder where you have all the files. Okay, 2015, sorry, 2017. Two. Right, so you select the file IT customer, right? IT as customer, then you click on open, right? Pop-up window will come out, right? So just click OK. Okay, so once you've done it, right, okay, you realize the buttons just now which you cannot click is now enabled. Right, so we have done question 24, which is to make your document into a merged document. And also question 25, select IT as customer as data source. So next we move on to question 26, right? So it says insert the following merge field at the end of the document. So scroll to the end of the document, right? A new line over here. Okay, so from here, right? Okay, you insert the 3 merge fields on your question paper. So the first one will be for name. Go to insert merge field. Click on the drop down arrow. You see for name, right? So click on this, right? So the merge field will be inserted to the end of the document. Then you press spacing, spacebar to give a gap over here. Then you insert the next merge field. Okay, so insert merge field again. The next merge field will be surname. Right, so click on it. Okay, then you repeat the spacing key again. Right, and the last and the third merge field will be company. Right. So once you're done with this, right, question 26, you move on to question 27. Right, so it asks you to save your merged document. Right, so you go to File, Save As. Okay, so you go back to the folder where you save it. 2017 paper 2, right? So you save it as a ITS merge, right? So underscore your name and your index number, right? So this is the second file. The first file is the document file, right? So the second file will consist the mail merge with the merge view. Then you click on save, right? So now you should have 2 files, right? So move on to question 28, right? So it says merge to a new document for customers where the company is on, right? So you will go edit recipient list right over here. So click on edit recipient list, right? You can see all the recipients, okay, which will be merged. Okay, so we are not going to merge the document for every recipient. The question paper say only for those whose company is on, right? So first of all, you click on this check button over here. deselect everyone. Okay, then you're going to search for those people, right? Those recipient whose company is Tucson, right? So to help you sort easier, right? You click on the company over here, right? You click on this, okay, you'll be sorted according to the company. Okay, then you just scroll down, right? Tucson, letter T, over here, all the way at the bottom. Okay, so you just check for this two recipient, the company Tucson. So there's only two of them, right? Then you click on OK. Right. So once you've done it, right, you're going to merge the document. So you go to finish and merge over here. And click on the drop down arrow. Right. So select edit individual document because during exam you cannot print, you cannot email. Right. So you click on edit individual documents. Window will come out, ask you whether you want to merge to a new document, right? So just select all, right? So even though you select all, right, okay, there will only be two recipient, right? Which you have indicated earlier on. You click on OK, right? Then straight away the merge document will come out. Okay, so there should be a two recipient. Okay, one document is 2 pages, so you should have 4 pages. So zoom out to let you see, right? Okay. Right, so recipient document. Okay, then just check very quickly, all right, that is correct. Okay, so the first recipient, Kelly Chan from Tucson. Second recipient, Herman Lee from Tucson. Right. So after this, you do another saving. You do file, save as. Okay, so we save it back into the folder. Right. 2017 paper 2. Okay. So rename it as Tucson underscore your name followed by index number. Okay, so by now you should have 3 documents after you save this. So the first one will be the original document. Right. The second one will be the document with the merge field. Right. Then the third and the last one, right, will be the merge document, right, for the two recipient. Then you just click on save. Right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all.